newspaper is Akron's #1 voice for urban press. So when events like this happen, we have to be out here to show everybody this black excellence. And speaking about black excellence,
What's up? I'm Shar Johnson, and this is The Usual Suspects. And I'm here with the God himself, Brother Hiram Akeem.
Hey, listen, I'm in the building with the most beautiful lady in the planet and on the planet. Shar, you look so beautiful today. Thank you. You make me happy today.
Well, thank you for telling me that.
Hey, man, listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, the usual suspect style. Let's see what's going on. What are we talking about today?
What we're talking about, Young Miami gets clowned and laughed at for her acting on BMF. We over here feeling kind of bad for Miss Young Miami. That's because social media is ripping her a new one over her acting abilities or lack thereof. If you missed it, she appeared on Star's BMF series. In fact, her episode just premiered this past Friday, which was March the 10th, and is streaming now. The scene the City Girls rapper was featured in found her mourning the loss of her husband after Big Meech told her he has been killed outside of the club they attended. The rapper podcast host acting had some screaming, "Carisha, please." Heck, some viewers even laughed at what should have been a serious on-screen moment. In fact, the fans' mercilessness reaction found them recreating the scene in their living room, mocking the leading actor of Young Miami, who didn't look at all like she was convincingly delivering her performance. The fans' take on Carisha's performance was hilarious, to the point that Miami said, "Man, I'm crying."
Oh, Lord. So, you saw some of the mocking, the videos on social media and everything. And the funny part is you was like, wait a minute, she looked familiar. And then you noticed that everybody was talking about her and you agreed, like, you know. So I'm going to set up the scene so for those of you who don't know exactly what happened, or those of you who don't follow the BMF show on HBO. Apparently, this scene sets up the two drug lords, okay, coming to Atlanta, Georgia, to visit one of their right-hand men, they supporter of their plan, they back up, they knew, okay? They knew, okay? They came to hook up with him. And this guy is a little bit removed from the average street life, the average, meaning he is a family man at this point in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He got kids, he's trying to show Meech and Terry the good life of what all this foolishness in these streets can convey. I mean, can ultimately convey, and how they can get in and get out with this and have a good life with a good wife and everything. Now, Young Miami is that her name?
Her name is Young Miami. Yeah.
Is the wife at this point. That's when you noticed her, because he invited them to eat. Like a wholesome Southern food type of deal, okay? So at the end of the evening, or towards the end of the evening, of course, it's Atlanta. They wanted to go out to Magic City. Then the wife says, "Just bring my husband back in one piece." And then she says, "You're a bad influence, Meech." And then what she said, she set up that like that so deep. And then what happened was, I'm gonna let you take over what happened when they went out.
Well, they went to the club. I mean, they had a ball. And then after they did their little meetings and had all the shenanigans going on at the Magic City, when they were leaving, a rivalry that was there was, upset because they knew Meech and them was coming, trying to take over the territory, decided they wanted to bust a cap at them. And in the midst of this...
In the midst of the busing.
Right. Yeah, old boy gets shot.
Now, this is the family man.
This is the family man. This is Meech's homeboy from out of town. So, he's
in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's in Atlanta, but he's from the D.
Right.
So now they got to go, and tell his wife. So, Meech is getting off the elevator. She's coming in the room talking about, you done forgot the code. And then when she look up, it's Meech. Now, the brother playing Meech, he did a good job. You know, he coming in like, damn, I got to tell her after she didn't ask me to bring her
Right.
husband back, and my homeboy showed me all this love, and I got to tell his wife he ain't coming home. So, you know, he giving her, you know, the chain that his son bought.
And his son bought his daddy.
Yeah, that the son bought the daddy, so he giving it back to young Miami, who was supposed to be the wife. And she just was like, oh no, I can't. And I was like, there ain't no black woman on the face of this earth, whether it's acting or not, is gonna react in that way. And then, like you said, I first noticed at the beginning of the scene, I'm like, she looked familiar, you know, but it didn't dawn on me that it was young Miami. Because, you know, when you see her on her
Now, where's she from?
She's from the group, the City Girls.
Okay, right.
Her and JT, you know, the City Girls. You know, the one with the, you know, the popping song, you know, and they videos, you know, she moving and her facial expression was getting it. I believe that's why they clowning her. Because they know she know how to make the face. She know how to, you know, make them expressions.
And they said it was a terrible acting. When I saw that, I said to myself, they're using names in this show.
Right.
We saw some names in the show. We saw Monique. We saw somebody else, another big name or decent name. And you know, 50 is a rapper as well, so I don't know how much hands he had on it, but he allowed her to come on because at the end of the day, she's a popular podcaster. She's a rapper. She's doing what she's doing and everything. And guess what? She didn't do a great job. Sometimes you need some acting coaches, and you can't get an acting coach on the premises. You have to have already sharpened your craft before you get up there. I can't believe they let it go. Well, I can't believe they said, okay, that's a cut. That's the part we done. I'm sure she had to do it 80 times.
I don't know. My humble, messy YouTube opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. You know, she messes with, you know, a bigwig, you know, who got her own little show, you know, and I believe, you know, it might just been a little favor to get her a little bit more exposure, because I'm pretty sure they knew that girl couldn't act before she got on the scene. I mean, everybody else that's in there is a natural. You got the Snoop Dogs, and yes, they may have been.
These ain't natural. These are trained actors. What are you talking about?
Well, when I first seen Snoop on the scene, he wasn't a trained.
He took acting classes. He's a rapper.
Okay, but guess what? Snoop know how to play his role in the roles that he plays.
Right, because he's a professional actor.
Okay, now. And Big Meech, the young man playing Big Meech, he ain't acted at all.
He's been trained how to act.
I know, but I'm just
saying. He ain't just straight off the mattress. Listen to 50 Cent. He said that man got a acting.
I mean, I know he got Tasha.
Whoever it is, so he's training.
Yes, but this is his first gig.
That's his craft, though. He ain't a rapper.
Well, he's know me. Actor. Now you know me. Let's just be the usual Char, okay? Like I said, don't come for me. But she messing with a big wig who can, you know, walk her into a couple places and get her a couple gigs. And to be perfectly honest, it was horrible.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. She's not just the big wig just didn't walk in nobody.
But he can call in some favors.
I'm just saying, but it ain't like he calling in a favor for Penelope off of Madison Ave. This is Young Miami with a brand. You understand? This is Young Miami with a brand who happens to be chaperoned by the big wig. She's somebody. She's selling records and everything.
I mean, I get that, but the brand that you got that you selling is supposed to be pop, locking, and dropping in that world that you was acting in. So you should have been able to play that part.
No, she's supposed to be the wholesome mother figure. She ain't supposed to be the thug rapper. She's supposed to have been that element to make that drug dealer's good great. She's supposed to be that person that calms the rough and wild brother. Remember, he was with street nigga. Okay,
Well,
she's supposed to come down, and that's what I believe she was trying to do. But it still was horrible.
it was horrible, but they should have had her in Magic City then being the grand act coming off the pole when the girl was clapping with the shoes.
No,
they had her in the wrong role. That's just my humble opinion.
Okay.
They gave her the wrong role.
What we got
but
next?
Speaking of BMF, rapper Gucci Mane may have succeeded in presenting himself now as a decent family man. But this is his new version. Before he teamed up with his wife and working overtime to rehabilitate his image, he was someone you would not want to cross paths with in a dark corridor. Gucci Mane, 43, has a long criminal history dating back to his teenage years. Gucci Mane even wanted to join Black Mafia family in Atlanta, according to expiring rapper Blue Da Vinci. That's how determined in crime Gucci Mane was in those days. But fortunately or unfortunately, BMF's boss, Big Meech, rejected his application.
That's, you know what? Let's just keep it with what we saw this past weekend on the show. Okay, this was the point in time where Big Meech and his brother Terry decided to say we need to expand to the ATL. This was during the time of Freaknik, and all that good stuff. I remember being at the last official Freaknik was in '95. I was there as well, but this was apparently before all of that. And I love the way, this is just a sidebar, the way the movie show captured the shake a booty music going on. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, no, I even noticed the outfit. I even noticed the outfits and the cars. I noticed a lot of things, even the things that they were wearing.
I'm talking about shake a booty music is synonymous with that area. At once upon a time, before trap music, it was boom, 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 Doodoo Brown, Freak Nasty, the Tootsie Roll, all these people, MC Shy D. That was a movement down there,
and that's what
their
style.
That. It was shake a booty music, okay, and that's what it was, and that's why it was that's what made Atlanta Atlanta. It ain't that long ago they've been rapping normal down there. Big up to the Goody Mob and Outkast for ushering in, and some other people as well. But yeah, that whole scene down there was like that, and I love the way they captured it, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, these Detroit guys, Big Meech and Terry, they come down. They got already a Detroit guy already in the cut, okay? The man that obviously got killed, right? They come down and they trying to infiltrate Atlanta's drug world. They want a piece of it because what did he say?
He said that the highway, that's the main highway 95. To get to everywhere, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest,
coming
down
out of Miami,
south.
Right.
Yeah. So he was just letting it be known, this is the main port right here to get everywhere or where we're trying to go. Because Meech said we're going to distribute everywhere.
And so I thought it was dope because what they were doing is trying to set up their own shop in Atlanta. Now, of course, especially when you think about the shooting, that was basically some Atlanta boys down there like, hey, we don't like the way this is going down. I heard they're trying to set up shop. Us, they disrespected them in the first time during the Freaknik and stuff like that.
Right, about the girl.
So when you come into a new spot thinking you're going to set up shop, you need to be setting up shop, of course, with the people that's down there. Right. Trying to co-op and merge the two entities, right? Without pissing off some people. So apparently, that's the truth. Apparently, as Big Meech in the real world was setting up shop, Gucci Mane apparently was in that lifestyle, wanted to be down with him so bad that apparently to the article, Big Meech was like, you too flamboyantly of a criminal or something. Is that what that's what it said?
I mean, yeah. So actually, as far as the TV show, because I think the way that they're doing the TV show, I think is brilliant. I do like it. There's also a documentary too that you can actually see like the actual events. So, and the organization, the way the documentary shows it is, yes, they knew what they was doing or how they were doing it, but they wasn't on that you being in trouble, you causing, different things or being caught up or having that type of beat. They were kind of subtle. Right. They was kind of moving like the Black Mafia family. Basically, that's how they was kind of moving through. So that is kind of interesting. And Gucci Mane right now is,
done changed the whole game.
Right.
So that's crazy. Gucci Mane was too much of a real thug risk. Sidebar, you and I just watched the Wu-Tang show.
Right.
And how they artistically conveyed the drug war
through music,
through music business, with the release of Raekwon's tape or
the purple tape.
Yeah, it was so dope because they gave you the ecosystem, or the ecosystem, which is the surroundings of what was happening right before Raekwon released his album.
Right.
And you saw the actual players. They actually went. It was dope because it was a metaphor.
Right.
This show, they left what they normally do, and for this one episode, they turned it into a drug lord's show. It was a drug dealer show based on Raekwon's gangster mentality, criminology mentality, and what they were doing was trying to put their dope on the streets. Apparently, the society didn't like their dope no more, which is their music, at that time, because a lot of people was out here trying to get it and stuff like that, right? And apparently, Bobby Steels, or Bobby Digital, whoever his name is, he was out for a minute. That was dope how they did that. They made it seem as if he was out of commission. Actually, he was doing other things, and he couldn't do another Wu album at the time. So they was in the kitchen cooking stuff. So he said it was Raekwon's point in his time. So he says, let me take the head of the seat. Let me put out some of my stuff. And they did the metaphor. They made it like it was crack. He said, we're going to use them, the blue caps, them, the red caps for the vowels. We're going to put ours purple.
Yeah, it was dope.
And man, the metaphor on how they was doing about the different drug cartels and who's taking over the streets and who's been taking over the streets and how come they can't get their stuff out in the streets. Instead of killing them, we need to put out doper stuff. More dope or doper music. And they showed the other drug lords and drug cartels, hence some of the ones they showed.
Rappers.
They showed Nas Escobar, Fat Joe, and they even showed Big L. I think that was Big L on the block, right? Then they even showed the main guy, Frank White.
Right.
You know who Frank White is? That's Biggie Smalls.
Right.
That was the dope.
But what I thought was dope was at the end, before they actually showed the releasing of his tape, I like that I was letting it be known while we sitting here getting into it with each other and while we going back and forth, you really need to pay attention who really, pitting us against one another.
Woo.
And when they was in the car on the way to the junkyard.
Who was putting them against each other?
Who was putting them? The man.
The man.
The man.
Go ahead, back to the car.
The man. And so when they was in the car, the man was basically letting them know, we need y'all to be at each other's throat.
Come on now.
We need y'all to be putting all this out there because this is great for us. And we got our dirty hands in it. We got our hands in the ones that's trying to do right. We rooting for them. And we got our hands in the one that's trying to do wrong because we want you to do it.
Right.
I thought that was, if you did not take anything else out of that to me, that was still relevant to this day.
It was dope, man, the way that show was dope how they did that. Big ups to Raekwon. Makes you want to listen to that tape again over. I did. I was listening to it today while I was working. What we got next?
So what we have next, let's talk a little bit about sports.
Okay.
And let's talk about what's going on with our youngsters in sports. Fat Joe slams father of Ja Morant for getting drunk at games instead of parenting his son. Fat Joe says T. Morant needs to stop relishing in his newfound fame and instead school his son before he loses his career. Ja Morant always got his father there, Fat Joe said, Ballad TV reports. Instead of enjoying the scene and getting drunk at the games, he better school his son before the kid loses his career and loses all the greatness he gotta bring. You gotta understand, as a fan, I'm selfish. I don't want nothing to happen to John Morant because he got so many Christmases, so many birthdays, so many times to light them up on TV. He is must-see TV. I do not want this kid to get in trouble. They said he's still young. That means nothing. You cannot be out there punching people with a gun. Somebody tell this future billionaire to sit his ass down.
Wow. So listen, let's just go there. Let's just go there. Do you think T. Morant, John Morant's father, can tell his millionaire, 200 million plus son what to do and how to do it?
Okay. They African American, right?
Of course. What do you mean?
They African American, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking one more time. They African American,
They
right?
black, yeah.
I don't care how old my kids are. I don't care if you're 30, 49, 52, 62. If I feel like that you're doing something that I don't approve of, I don't give a darn how much money you got or how you think you about or how grown of a man you is. I do not respect you as man, but as your parent, I'm going to always be your mama to the day I die until I'm in the grave. And even when I die and I'm in the grave, I'm still going to be your mama because the things that I instilled in you, you're going to think about when you make moves and you do certain things and you're going to do it. You're going to take some of what I put in you and do it with your kids in parenting. So at the end of the day, you're going to never stop being a parent.
So that's a good point, but let's stick with the narrative. That was dope. Let's stick with the narrative. If you are him, which means your payroll come after his son. You T, that means you own the payroll. You're getting money. Your son, he's at the games. I don't know, with all due respect, if this brother's working or not. How you going to check your son, and especially a son like that, with the attitude, with the style, with the whole swag? You think you're going to tell your son something and he won't say, okay, Dad, you ain't coming to the games.
Okay.
You ain't going to tell me. First off, you're not going to chastise me in front of nobody. Not saying that's what Fat Joe was saying, but you're not going to try to chastise me. You can't. That's the whole point. Everyone is saying, including Fat Joe, is saying John Morant has nothing but bootlickers on his team. People, yes men on his team. And he's saying his daddy is the same way.
They don't know that. They don't know what that man is telling that boy behind closed doors. Look what you just said. And I'm just going to be honest. I mean,
they do know because the way he's acting, he's sitting there drinking and getting drunk. Fat Joe he see it. Fat Joe is looking at the man. Stephen A. sees the guy. He's there at every game.
So, because his daddy was sitting there doing what? To be perfectly honest, I could be at home behind closed doors saying, you out here acting the ass. You got everything to lose. I ain't got nothing to lose. You know, before you became a millionaire, I ain't had no money. I ain't had this. And my life was comfortable and I was good. I'm going to enjoy my life, but you the one that got stuff to lose. So you can continue to act like this and you can continue and don't want to take none of my advice or listen to me and you're going to be asked out. But while it's here, I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to chop it up.
I'm going to give you a checkmate with that because you said that's your son. He's going to do what you say do. That's what you said. Now, when you stick to the narrative, at the end of the day, that's a grown-ass man. That's a grown-ass man. And at the end of the day, obviously, are you telling me T. Morant, John Morant's daddy, ain't said nothing to this boy?
I believe he might have.
And he's still acting out.
Okay, so
what I'm saying, he ain't. Apparently, what you're saying is he's listening to his well-spoken daddy about how to control his style, and John Morant ain't doing it. What Fat Joe is saying, what I see, he can't be telling his son that. What Stephen A. Smith is saying, how I see the way he's carrying himself, living the NBA lifestyle himself, he can't be telling his son anything when he's out there a little bit enjoying the lifestyle that his son is doing.
And why shouldn't he?
No, I'm talking about the foolishness, the drinking and getting belligerent, drunk, or whatever the hell they saying he's doing. That's not cool. That's the point. If your daddy is over there drinking and having a good time, let's not get it twisted.
He might have been like that before his son even got the kind of money.
No, the point Fat Joe says, you trying to say T. Morant is being an upstanding gentleman.
No, I didn't. That never came out of my mouth.
You did just say he was telling him all types of good stuff.
I say he is possible. I did not say he. I don't know that man personally. But what I'm saying,
you can't make the argument for it's possible.
But it is.
It's possible, but you made that argument.
Okay.
So if it's possible,
okay.
it's possible he didn't.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. First of all, I didn't give you my personal opinion on it at all.
Okay.
You did.
Okay.
I'm telling you what he said, what Fat Joe said, what he saw. Fat Joe said you need to concentrate more on not living the lifestyle, not drinking and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Hell, Usher next to him, he's kicking, he's enjoying it, right? I'm saying what other people are saying, that who's going to listen to your daddy when you're the reason why he's there? At the end of the day, I am saying this, and I am saying this. Ja Morant is the money maker. He's the one that's making it happen. Now, I'm sure his daddy ain't making the money. You say he can go back to his comfortable lifestyle. That lifestyle ain't gonna get him floor seats to watch his son and drinking unlimited beers and whatever the hell he's out there doing. That's not gonna get him that. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give big ups to T. Morant for getting his son there. I'm gonna give him a fucking F for not giving him the utensils, or at least a rub off, because it's not happening, to let him know you ain't got to be the way you acting. That ain't rubbing off. Whatever rubbed off to get him to that point, big ups to Brother T. I got to give him an F because he's out here acting an ass. That's a fact.
You know what? I can't really say too much about it. As a parent, you know, and we sacrifice a lot and, you know, push our kids to do, you know, some do it, you know, big and some don't. Don't get it twisted, because I'm very proud of my kids. I am. But at the end of the day, they grown, they're going to do what they want to do. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to speak up and I'm going to say something that is something that I don't like. But if they choose, if my children choose not to listen, I know I taught them young, everything you do, there's a consequence. If you choose, I'm not finna enjoy my life. I'm finna not.
But do you hear what you said?
Let my kids
right. But those aren't your kids. They're grown.
It is.
They're grown. So if they don't want to listen to you, they don't want to listen to you. Which means his daddy ain't rubbing off on him at this point. You just said you
and most likely in 9 times out of 10 they don't at 20-something years old.
23, that's young.
23, they don't.
23 and grown. I tell you what, my kids did.
You was blessed.
No, not blessed. I was there.
I mean,
and at 23, you still dealing with me.
Now,
if they filthy rich, the paradigm shifts. It changes. It changes the paradigm. Now he got underlings that's listening to him. Okay? He have underlings that's listening to him. And his dad happened to be one of them. I don't give a damn what nobody says.
Let me tell you like this. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with us here, over here living in the North Americas. That's what's wrong, because we take on other people's customs and forget, you know, the struggle where we come from. Because I believe if you really understand what your value is to your family and not just yourself, then maybe you would move a little differently.
If your daddy is yelling, let's just say T. Morant didn't say this. I'm not putting this on T. Morant.
Okay.
If your daddy in the house barking, nigga, this is my house. I make the rules here. I pay the bills here.
Okay.
And I'm sure most single mothers have said that to their kids. I've heard it myself.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now I'm paying the bills. Mama, I'm coming home whenever the hell I feel like coming home. Mama, now you messed up and you can't take care of your business. Your bark is different. I'm coming in when I feel like coming in.
I'm keeping real.
Okay, that's a buck.
I
mean, you dilapidated. I'm just saying you can't bark the same way. They're not going to listen. I'm paying for your car. You going to try to tell me what to say? I'm talking about not rich people. I'm talking about cats that get out there and get it and got the mentality to get out there and hustle and get it. You tell me I got to come home at 11 o'clock when what happens after 11 o'clock generates the money for me to give you a place to stay?
I'm sorry, I ain't my house, yeah.
No, you cutting this hand that feeds you. Anyway, you got the hand that feeds you.
Okay, you look. But it's all right. I'm just curious about what you guys think. And if you don't know, I want you to know you can read these wonderful articles on the Reporter Newspaper Online.com, and you can go to the entertainment section and read everything that we talked about today.
And we're about to go to the front page of something special. I think it's dope. We're going to keep this thing in the basketball genre. Okay, now when I first saw this, I thought, wait a minute, there's something kind of wrong with the title. something kind of wrong with it. I'm gonna let my wife read the title right quick. And since we're talking basketball, go ahead and read it.
Okay. WNBA players criticized for wearing fake lashes, hair extensions, and long nails.
Let's read this. Let's see what's going on.
WNBA players are speaking out about the backlash and criticism they face for embracing their femininity while on the court. Tennessee center Tamara Keys is reportedly a prime example of this. Fans attacked her on social media late last year for wearing eyelash extensions during a game that she allegedly played poorly in. A MSN reports some accused Keys of caring about her looks more than winning, the outlet writes. Seeing those comments kind of made her heart drop because nobody deserves to have to deal with that. South Carolina guard Bria Bill said, "Seeing that made my heart hurt because I've seen those comments for myself and my teammates or other people. I'm friends with the basketball community. It's not a good feeling to have to deal with that. It's kind of weighs heavy on your mind. People blaming how I am playing on my appearance. For some people, it starts to mess with them," that she added.
Listen, I'm just gonna say it. I think most people, when we think of women basketball, we think of tomboys. We think of very aggressive, male-looking type females playing basketball, right? And I believe historically, this is just my personal opinion, that the very feminine-looking female basketball player don't really get seen. Now, since we have more games, the WNBA and everything, you can see the spotlight on what the female basketball is all about. So you don't just see the tough, robust looking type female that looks like your brother Curtis. You also see a beautiful woman that looks just like you. A beautiful woman that want to accentuate her beauty just like you. They still wearing basketball gear and everything, but they want their eyelashes to look good. Why? They on TV. And these are women that's on TV that's in touch with what it is to be a woman. Hell, some of them want to get married.
Yeah,
some of them want husbands and everything.
This is just their sport, but something interesting, and especially we here in March, which is women's. Let's go ahead and celebrate our women, and we should be celebrating our beautiful Black WNBA stars. And the reason why I said that, something that one of the point guards was talking about. She plays for the Chicago Skies, and her name is Dana Evans. And she said that she felt that this was an attack on Black women's appearances, and it was racism because she says her teammates, who are other colors, they wear the false fake lashes. They have their nails done, and nothing is being said about them or to
Okay, let's keep it a buck. With all due respect, our sisters are outrageous with the faux lashes. Okay? Some of them shits be looking like little baby hands waving, and that's what they're saying. That's over the top. And I'm going to be honest with you. Most dudes I know don't like that. They don't look attractive at all. And the younger chicks are rocking them now and everything. But when it's that fake, that they look like little baby hands waving at you and stuff, and it's not a good look. Now, the Europeans, for what they're saying ain't necessarily looking like baby hands. I've not yet to see that unless that European is appropriating what the sisters are doing. But for the most part, you don't see a baby hand up on nobody's eyes.
I mean, okay.
Sisters, and that's what they're saying. You're so wrapped up on what you look like that your game stinks. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think that's ridiculous. If your game stinks or you have a bad game, it's just
you just have a bad game. It has nothing to do with the lashes. It has nothing to do with
how can you see the basket going into the hole with them baby hands blocking? Those baby hands, you putting up automatic defense against your damn self with them hands blocking and ducking.
Now I went and looked at a couple of the pictures that some of the basketball ladies that they were talking about, and they did not have the over exaggerated lashes on
that you see on social media.
That you see it. They did not have those type of lashes. Now to me, they went off of a picture that she posted of her posing with that, and was trying to make it seem like.
What you mean posing? You mean in her own normal clothes?
In her own normal clothes, like she was smiling.
She was in her outfit.
Okay, she was outside of playing basketball.
You didn't say that though.
Okay,
you said she just was posing like but just got off the court posing with them damn things on her face.
I felt like that they was trying to equate what she fixed herself up, embracing her feminine side with, because she lost. Them must have been the lashes she had on.
No, let's not confuse what people paint in with articles and stuff like that. They just, when you see videos about people, like the video I'm gonna use one of them goofy looking eyebrows on the thing. I'm gonna actually show that for clickbait. You know what I'm saying? But you never seen them girls with them eyebrows
because
like
they did.
Because the subject dictates that's what the thumbnail should look like. So you can click on it, man. But you know what? I thought this was dope, man. The conversation was dope. I love doing the show with you. It's dope. It's just like we talk at home. Talk about it, man.
Well, listen, ladies, there's nothing wrong with making sure that you just go ahead and spruce up what your natural loveliness is. Just don't go too overboard, because as you see, no matter what you do, they're going to talk about you.
Listen, don't forget, man. Listen, if you're trying to promote you and your style here in the Akron, Ohio area, please give us a call at area code 330-937-2632. The number again is area code 330-937-2632.
And if you haven't liked this video, I'm going to need you to like the video right now. Give us your comments. Tell us what you think. I do respond back. Until next time, we're out.